Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But inside is so delightful.
It's Christmas in July. Let's review
Let's review
you
and me. Season 3.
Bum.
Bum. Yes, that's right, folks. That's right. We're a day late. I apologize. 1,000% my fault, but it is the end of Christmas in July. We've come to the end. Dragon, it's always the same thing every year. We always start out like we're totally in the mood. We're totally jacked up on Christmas spirit. We're ready to dig into the eggnog. By the end, we're just kind of like, all right, we're into it, but we're ready to talk about other things. We're ready to move on. So I'm very hyped up. We're here to take an unconventional route with Christmas in July for the last podcast of the season for 2016. But you know what other podcast takes an unconventional route in everything they do?
Name it.
It's the Movie Machine Podcast! That's right, folks. You know it. You love it. It's what happens when you take four funny people and improv a movie based on a random story generator really, really fast, featuring our friends at Super Academy, Kyle Decker, Ben Lifson, and Jacob Gulliver, plus a rotating panel of guest stars. It's better than a bowl of rock soup with a side of hamburger on a stick. It's the most delicious improv-based movie comedy show you will ever find on the internet at hotchocolatemedia.net, and also check out Super Academy. Okay, Dragon, so you want to kind of set the stage for what we're going to do here for our final Christmas in July of the season?
Yeah, sure, folks. So earlier this year, while I was very vindicated with my support and love of the Deadpool movie, Tiki had a similar moment. No, not Jurassic World. That is very obviously not the case, and that was not even this year. So
No, not Jurassic World. Don't you go digging up old scars. Come on, that's unfair.
No. But Tiki's actual moment of vindication came this year. Came with the wondrous show that Tiki and I we love a great deal. The show you can see over his shoulder right now, Bates Motel. He had a great moment of vindication on this season of Bates Motel, season 4. We're going to savor all the lovely feelings we have for it because next season might spell doom. But we're not going to dwell on the negative here.
Okay.
We are going to dwell on it.
We're not going to mention the R word in this podcast.
No, but it's not Romero because we love Romero. But no. But folks, here's the moment of vindication here. See, my associate here. He had we got a glimpse of the episode names, and we speculate as we tend to do, and we kind of noticed a recurring theme. You know, the Bates Motel seasons, they kind of go through kind of a evolution of kind of the setting of seasonal setting. So season 1 was in winter because of the winter formal, the winter dance, whatever it was. Season 2 was in summer because the motel guest and so on and so on. Norman was not in school, and it was kind of the opportunity for storytelling. So it was set in the summer. Season 3 was in the fall because he was going back to school, and by the end of the season, he was kind of drifting into winter.
Sure.
Like the very beginnings of winter. In season 4, because of that, it picked up right where season 3 left off. So it was really in winter, and of course in winter, specifically in December. So episode 4 was Lights of Winter. Lights of Winter gave Tiki an idea. Tiki, what was that idea?
I really was hoping, I was hoping beyond hope that Lights of Winter was going to be the definitive Bates Motel Christmas special. Oh, God.
And folks, you'll recall that not in Christmas in July, but an idea we got from our Christmas in July pitches, which was Christmas in July fundamentally is about Christmas-themed episodes of TV series. In episodes of shows that we had noticed had not gotten a Christmas special, we usually kind of pitch an idea of what that idea, basically what a Christmas special would be from that bullet show. And we've done many in the past. I believe our first round included Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, I believe, was the first one we did.
Yes, Breaking Bad, and also Frozen. Like the format of Christmas in July this is all we always strive to do. Is that there are usually 2 pitches in every Christmas in July. That is a pitch for a movie with a seasonal theme. They're basically a Christmas special based on a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then there, of course, is the Christmas themed episode. And in Seasonal Shenanigans, the show that actually takes place around Christmas is the 12 days of seasonal shenanigans. And
Of course.
31 to 25 now, days of Christmas in July. We love that idea so much, we kind of came up with a pitch for another show. So basically, a show we didn't get to, we figured, because let's make it fun, either a movie or a show, it really doesn't matter. It's a pitch of some variety. In the first season of that, we devised a Bates Motel Christmas, because basically we kind of realized, oh my God, we love Bates Motel, why don't we do one for that?
Right.
And then, of course, as we got more confident with our love of Bates Motel, we kind of had all these sorts of Christmas ideas, and we had our Christmas in our seasonal shenanigans of a Bates Motel Christmas special. And let's recap briefly what our ideas, our concepts were briefly for our seasonal shenanigan pitches.
Okay, very briefly on my end, my main storyline revolved around Dylan and Remo. And we had this whole heart-tugging storyline where Remo had lost a kid, and then there was this teddy bear involved that Dylan found that was the kid's teddy bear, and he gave it back to Remo. I was listening to it, and you and I had a big debate about, the father figure thing, and, if they should be so blatant about Remo being a father figure to Dylan. Kind of ironic, considering Remo, it's we might not see Remo for the rest of the series, as tragic as that is. But, anyways, probably my favorite storyline that I came up with for my pitch involved Norma in the house decorating contest and having a rivalry with Christine. I believe we pitched this between seasons 2 and 3. So,
yes, that's what we were working with at the time, folks. We were working between
two. So stuff like Christine and stuff like Remo were very fresh in our heads, whereas they haven't factored into the show at all in a long time. But a murder does take place in my Christmas-themed episode, and I believe I actually don't remember who got killed off in mine. I think it was Christine herself.
Norma it was suggested that Norma got arrested for killing someone. That was the
right. But I love this. I love because Romero has a great moment where Romero comes in to arrest Norma, but he's also the judge of the Christmas light contest. so he arrests Norma. He's like, Norma Bates, you're under arrest. But if it makes you feel any better, you won the lighting contest.
I do remember that was a really good one from your pitch.
Yes. And then I don't know, man. I don't even really remember. Fucking Cupcake Boy gave Emma a gingerbread man with pot in it, and I don't even remember what Norman was doing.
I think I pitched you fruitcake with the marijuana, and I don't know if that was. I don't know if I.
Yeah, I don't know. It was not the best pitch. It was looking back on it, really the Romero stuff was really the only stuff that I can still say I'm proud of, to tell you the truth. Just the idea of Romero being kind of the reluctant judge of the contest, even though he doesn't want to be.
Yes. And my pitch, as per usual, I kind of like to fit mine in something plausible that could have happened, and I do get a little vindicated myself now and again. And what we're about to talk about is that I did call that Christmas has been celebrated in the Bates Motel universe. We just haven't seen it, which is mentioned in this season. But before we get there, my pitch fitting in between kind of the transition between seasons 2 and 3. Was that my pitch was called Sleigh Bells, and basically it kind of revolved around three main concepts. The one I'm really proud of this pitch, by the way. I'm thrilled with it.
That makes one of us.
And I kind of called this in the season, by the way. It was somewhat. My main premise is Norman having a flashback blackout when he hears sleigh bells, because it reminds him of the holidays when his father, and basically there's a really wonderful intercut sequence in blackout mode where he saw his father beating his as he was watching I believe it was It's a Wonderful Life. He was watching kind of every time a bell rings an angel gets its wings as Sam Bates.
Yes, I remember that, man. That was a really good I called that very Darren Aronofsky-esque, which I still stand by. That's a great use of kind of cutting from the very wholesome It's a Wonderful Life to the very dark nature of Sam Bates.
Yes, and basically it was intercut with him horribly beating Norman's really dramatic, and of course sticking in Norman's memories. Whenever he heard a sleigh bell, he would kind of black out. And basically the premise was because we were on Christine binge at that time, we were on kind of Christine theories for season 3, which
which never panned out at all. Not even close.
Look, as much as we called things for this season, like I called, the Sam Bates coming back and kind of factoring the Norman's blackouts, which I was kind of vindicated myself with. You were more vindicated. Don't get me wrong, you were. But basically, what my pitch was, it had this basically kind of culminated. Norman he blacks out, and Christine's picking on Norma around the season. Basically, spreading bad rumors about the motel to get revenge on her. And basically, Norman in blackout mode, he going full Norma. He's like in the trance-like state of blackout mode. He's basically all the tension, like Hitchcockian tension about is he going to kill Christine? Like she's unaware of Norman being around her. About to kill her. I forget if George is in the room also. It's like really tense. It looks like George
right.
And meanwhile, I have like a really cute bit where Dylan he gives Norma a bracelet, and the bracelet is constructed of the bullets that she fired when they're at the firing range.
Oh God, that's right. That was a sweet gesture.
And that was the gist of my play. Again, Norman almost killing Christine. A sweet little bit with Dylan, and that was pretty much it.
Okay. So
anyway,
so season 4 comes along. Lights of Winter was not necessarily the Christmas episode we were hoping for, but we did get one big thing, Dragon, was that we got a confirmation based on the main death that happened at the beginning of the season of Audrey Ducote, Emma's mother. That happened. I don't remember the exact date. Maybe you had it, but it happened. Okay, go ahead.
So basically, folks, what happened is season 4 ended up having a lot of Christmas in it, and we started out we were kind of on the realization of it, starting with episode 6. Episode 6, The Vault. It contained basically it confirmed this confirmation that season 4 starts December 3rd.
Yes, that excited us.
Because in that episode, Dylan is searching for his worst fears are that again something has happened to Emma's mother. Basically confirms that Emma's mother stayed at the motel in the week of December 3rd, which is in the computer. So okay, it's in December, which is confirmation, which is awesome.
She checked in, but she didn't check out. Ooh.
Exactly. And then episode 7 came around. And basically, folks, is kind of feeds the fire and us getting our Christmas wish, so to speak.
Of course.
So episode 7 was There's No Place Like Home, which is a really excellent episode, directed by Mr. Carbonell.
Of course.
And in that episode, you have they have the hilarious, hysterical one. Now we're just going to kind of go through the episodes as we're kind of going through our realization.
By the way, I don't necessarily want to dismiss Lights of Winter. Like, I did think that had some really good general winter stuff in it. Like the winter festival with the lights and everything. It's not necessarily Christmas, but it did kind of give a good wintry vibe throughout the whole thing.
I suppose. It actually also kind of supports your idea more because it's Romero as a public figure.
Of course. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
And I think there's like some sort of hot cider there too. So I mean, it's kind of vaguely. Okay. Now looking back on it,
right.
Since episode 7, There's No Place Like Home. They have the hilarious, awesome scene where it's Norma. She's happy-go-lucky. It's like she's literally beyond. She's in beyond the sea mode. She's listening to Bobby Darin, which cracks me.
Right.
The happiest I've ever seen Norma ever in this show. It's like she's multitasking. She's making jams. I'm making those too. She's making jams. She's planting fruit gardens. She's doing all this sort of stuff. Dylan, again, following the information he learned of episode 6. Now we're kind of laying the track here, folks. Dylan ask her if Emma's mother checked in, and pretty much she tries to distract instantly with some. Before they really get into that conversation, Norm's just asking casually if Dylan and Emma will be interested in getting the tree this year.
Yes.
Which Dylan says sure, and then as
oh my God, really, this is the best. This is one of the best Norma Bates moments in this series.
Well, let me set up.
Okay, go ahead. You're the best at setting this up. You do it really well.
Basically, what Dylan does here, so Dylan's really, he's got a good relationship going on here. He really doesn't want to bring this up to her, but he asks her. He looks really serious, and Norma can definitely see on his face. He's very serious about what he's about to ask here. He's about to deliver some really bad news. And again, bear in mind, she just asked, hey, you and Emma want to go pick out a Christmas tree, which, again, Christmas. Boo.
Right.
So, again, the moment it goes by, and then basically she just kind of tries to predict what the bad news is. And how does that go?
Oh, my God. Did Emma die?
Never have we gotten such a hilarious...
Dylan's reaction. Just, what? Like, he's just taken aback by it. Just like, what? Jesus, Norma. No, we just said we were going to the Christmas tree thing.
And then she plays it off as, oh yeah, right.
Oh God, that's
plays it off
again
like an
one of the absolute best Vera Farmiga deliveries. One of the most hilarious moments in the course of the series. God.
And what's pretty bad too is it harkens back to the first Emma scene where basically she asked when she was really jealous of him.
Oh, what's your life expectancy?
And just Dylan gives a look like, oh my God,
right.
I'm tripping right now. Did she just ask that in front of the girl with the scene?
In other words, what was that?
Yes, and so again, that was the point. Christmas was directly referenced in that capacity. Now, okay, well, in the past, it confirms that there has been a Christmas special we never saw at Bates Motel, which might be something to explore at some point.
Of course.
I don't know. We'll see. Not this year, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe when we're lacking Bates Motel, we might go with that.
The second
Bates
Motel Christmas special. Oh, God.
No, the Lost Bates Motel Christmas
special. The Lost
special.
Bates Motel Christmas special. Okay.
Remember, there was a Christmas special that we didn't see. Anyway, the point is that they confirmed there was a Christmas in the past that they did celebrate, and the fact that they're getting ready for Christmas, which means a week or so has gone by since Emma's mother's had. So basically, we're in the middle, close to Christmas here.
Right.
To get an actual tree, which Norman's recommending here, the trees only last for a certain amount of time, so it has to be close to Christmas.
Sure.
So again, just her forgetting Emma's alive is hysterical. Then we get episode 8, and again, folks, our episodes keep getting better. So episode 7.
Episode 8 is definitively like if we had to pick one of these episodes to be the Bates Motel Christmas episode. We both agree it's not like a full blown Christmas episode, but there's definitely a lot of stuff in there.
So, by the way, to get us to 8 real quick, is that 7 also as it builds this wonderful crescendo of Norman Bates getting out of Pine View. And it's basically this kind of seeds the idea of family being together around the holidays. Which is getting us to episode 8, which is just laying the breadcrumbs for our tropes.
I want to do the Highmore delivery when we get to it. You know what I'm talking about. I call dibs on that.
You mean for episode 8, right?
Yes. Okay, you know what delivery I'm talking about.
I know. Just want to make sure it's this one.
Okay.
He's a really good actor. He does a lot of that. So, episode 8 is Unfaithful, and that is written by Freddie Highmore. And
yes.
And really, that was him breaking his writer cherry on that one.
Hasn't it been announced that he's going to direct an episode next season?
Absolutely. Next season we have not one Bates Motel actor directing. We have him. We have Nestor Carbonell returning as always, and we have Max Theria.
Oh wow, interesting.
Or Max Terrio. I think it's Terrio now. I could be wrong. I keep thinking of Chris Terrio, the writer.
I thought it was Max Theroux.
Whatever. Remind what you said, because I think what you said was correct. So is it
Max Theroux? I thought the T was silent.
My apologies to Max Terrio or Theroux.
Theroux, whatever.
I have nothing but love for that actor, and again, I hope one day
young Bruce Wayne.
Yes, I do sincerely hope that.
Got to get it in there somehow, right?
Of course. Anyway, so episode 8, Unfaithful, written by I think one of the best written episodes in season 4, most definitely.
I agree. Yeah, freaking Freddie Highmore absolutely nailed it out of the park. I mean, what I really appreciate about Freddie Highmore is he is like a full-blown total like geek about psycho mythology. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. The episode 8 it's getting really close to Christmas. Like a day or so has passed since Dylan's visit, so it means it's getting time to get the tree.
It's time to get the tree. Okay.
Let me build you for that. For the.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So, okay, let's just set the stage. You're getting us that awesome moment. So it's getting closer to Christmas. Norman and Romero have a really tense moment. Again, this is kind of tension around the holidays. You have
of course, right.
Just to set the stage, and this is all going to kind of come together. So, Norman and Romero are at odds. Basically, Norman's like thanking Romero for what he's done for Norma, and it basically says you can get strongly recommending the divorce behind Norma's back, which really causes the big holiday tension because Norma finds out about this and she's not happy. This is setting the stage for a big moment. So basically, this leads to a sour Christmas outing, and before that happens, we have a happy Norman okaying dilemma, okaying Dylan and Emma's relationship, which leads to this wonderful moment of Norman just kind of taking in this wonderful kind of trio they have in front of them.
Oh, how wonderful! We're all together and off to get the tree. I'm sorry, just the way Highmore delivers "off to get the tree." Off to get the tree.
It's like the most Jimmy Stewart Norman guy.
It is Jimmy Stewart. Yes, it totally is. You're right. You're right.
Know, it's like it's Highmore. Again, seriously, folks. I mean, Highmore. Get me. Come on. I hope someone steals.
Oh, let's not get into that. Let's not mention the R word or the E word.
I'm gonna get to the. I'm gonna get to the E word a little bit later on for at least one more moment later on. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it when it counts. I'm gonna save it where it counts. Anyway.
Okay. So yeah, that is obviously. It's a great moment. It's a great scene. You know, it's like Emma and Norman hadn't shared a scene together until that scene. So, you know, it feels good. It's like, oh, we're all together enough to get the tree, just like in season 1.
It's also really dark and funny, given that, you know, he's murdered her mother and she has no idea about it.
Of course, yeah. And Dylan suspects him of doing that.
Yep, and just it's that wonderful, if I can take my shot at it, it just says, oh, look at the three of us together to get the tree. Just, he's so,
God.
Again, he's so Jimmy Stewart, like, oh, look at the three of us together. We're together. We're off to the tree. He's so happy-go-lucky. And, of course, this is then transitioned again to the most sour Christmas outing ever, where it's basically, it's a really tense car ride with lighting in this scene's excellent with the red Christmas lighting.
Which I've got to say, that car ride, like, I'm surprised neither of us had something like that in our pitch.
Yeah,
that seems like something we'd come up with.
Yeah, I know that. I remember when we were talking about it, we had that conversation. Like, oh my god, it sounds like something directly in this.
Totally.
Basically, the tree lot scene feels exactly like something Tiki or I would have pitched.
Exactly.
I was jealous when I was watching the episode. Actually, when it came, I was like, "Oh my god, how did I not put? I'm so jealous of this." I kid you not. I was like, "I love this. I'm in Nirvana right now because everything is happening." It's like, "Oh my god, how did we not use this?"
Right.
So basically, we have the most uncomfortable car ride because you have Norma and Norman in the back together. You have Ella and Dylan driving, and while they're driving to the tree lot, again, they're driving to the tree lot, Christmas trope. We have Jingle Bell Rock playing by Brenda.
Yes, great use of that song.
It doesn't get more pervy than that. Then I believe Tiki, help me, Eggers. I think it's hot cocoa that Norman offers them when they get there. Like
yeah. There's just like it's nice, you know. It's nice that this tree lot has like just this thing of hot cocoa that you can help yourself to, just complimentary hot cocoa. Again, pleasantries. Yes. Unfortunately, there's no tea, so we don't get a Howard Hamlin sighting.
Well, I mean, it's in like a little styrofoam cup, so I wouldn't be surprised if Hamlin just kind of wanders by as he looks in the cup all happy. He's randomly over Dylan's shoulders, peering in all happy. Is it tea? In his golfing regalia with the Santa hat.
Of course.
He's peering over his shoulder, and Dylan's looking, what? Oh boy! And then Hamlin just walks away, sad, kind of like the whole Christmas time.
You know, I feel bad for people who are new to the channel watching the podcast when we get on our Howard Hamlin rants.
We love Howard Hamlin, folks. The man is not only a great golfer, but
it's such a super specific point in Better Call Saul where that in-joke came from.
Well, I mean, they bring up the golfing thing a lot of times, so I mean, he golfs.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so aside from tea enthusiast Howard Hamlin having a cameo that doesn't exist, we have this happen. We have, again, this is something that definitely, again, I think the car ride most definitely is you. I think that the hashing out in the trail, it might be me, though.
I could see that. Yeah.
So basically, Norma and Norman, they hash it out amongst the trees. And Tiki, correct me if I'm right. I want to say it's like Norma, like Norman's like standing there, and basically Norman's looking around. She's trying to avoid Norman because she's really steamed out. And she's trying not to harsh the Christmas mellow. And she says, "Oh, Norman, stop sneaking around the bushes."
You don't just sneak up on people like that, Norman.
I wasn't sneaking up on you, mother. You're on edge.
Oh god.
And then she just says, then of course they have the whole derogatory, like, I just diminish you, and she basically rolls the eyes and like, gosh, yeah, I can do that too. Look, I diminish you.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
hilarious. Basically, she threatens Norman. Norman, stay away from me. I do not want to talk to you. Stay away from me. It was storming off, and basically it devolves into one of the crowning moments of Norman's jealousy here, and I love this moment so much. So again, basically, as Dylan and Emma are kind of plotting their life together amongst the trees, quite literally, we have this moment here where it's Norman, again, he's confronting his mother here, and he's telling Norma, look, he's under the impression that Norma was like she was doing it like she did with Zach Shelby back in season 1, where it's like, she's going out with a man for survival, and specifically for Norman's survival, which Norman hates and he feels really guilty about. And he's just saying, Mother, you don't have to be with him. You don't have to do this anymore. And then she confesses to Norman as she was trying to. Oh, Christmas secret, another trope, is that she was trying to keep it away from Norman. That,
yes.
She's trying to hold it off till the last minute because she really didn't want to talk to him because she knows he's going to react badly to her and Romero actually having a relationship versus a kind of like not a green card marriage, but versus kind of a legality marriage.
Of course.
So basically, it breaks. I'm going to set you up for this. All right, you get ready?
Sure.
So basically, it all boils down to this fantastic. I don't mean the latter tape. I just mean the first line, the line before the action.
Okay.
Where he says, basically, she sets him up, and she tells him the truth. I like him, and then we hear from.
I don't think he's a nice man.
Okay, that's not exactly what we hear.
I'm sorry, I forget the line. I don't know the exact line. I apologize. You kind of
the crowning moment.
Go ahead.
The crowning moment of Norman's jealousy, because I love because Highmore, we've praised him so many times in the past, because with George in season 2, you can feel the hatred burning off him for the man. Folks, you can feel the hatred. It's like, ow, oh God.
Right.
I mean, you can feel it's like pins and needles. It's like you're touching a cactus watching him with that man in the room. Anyway, so with Romero, a man who's been a man who's like someone very powerful, no one really can't combat. He's outmatched.
Of course.
And again, we all love Romero. I mean, it's like she's in love with the guy who, like, the god of White Pine Bay, the self-named, god complex guy.
Of course,
White Pine Bay. And he's Nestor Carbonell. He's quite the ladies' man too. So, and anyway, so basically, Norman's response is, "You like him?"
Oh God!
And just a moment goes by.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, right.
Just nothing in my mind. I love the way he delivers. You like him? And this, because in that delivery, followed by the actions, is so much you could feel. Norman he's taking blackout medication earlier, but we know that's not the reason for this. What's about to follow? He loses his milk and cookies, so to speak. He loses his hot chocolate. He is so sickened and so hated. He hates Alex Romero. He hates our beloved Alex Romero so much, and the idea of him with his mother so much, that she genuinely likes him. The woman that he is, not only enamored, he was completely obsessed and compelled with. Norma Bates is involved with this man. She actually likes him. It's a reciprocated relationship. It's not a misunderstanding. It's nothing. It's actual love. He vomits off screen.
God.
Just because he hates Romero so much. I love that idea so much. Norman is physically ill of hatred. That's great. Anyway, then Norma, very motherly, she drops her feelings.
Norman! It's your blackout medication. We shouldn't have taken you out of the house.
No, you have to get acclimated to the medicine. Oh, God. She's so loving and so wonderful. It's like she's not like she's offered kind of a thing of being angry at Norman's like, oh, poor baby.
Right.
And she gets him home, and then that's all the Christmas stuff we get in episode 8. So
okay.
Then we have episode 9. So again, importantly, Norman hates Romero. Let's remember that. Norman hates Romero, and going behind Norman's back is something that really ticks her off. Those are the two things that are set up in that with our little Christmas through line here. So episode 9, Forever. Big episode, huge episode. One of the most famous endings in Bates Motel, following the emotional ending of episode 10.
Absolutely.
So Norma's trying to get Norman into the Christmas spirit following the. Let's just say episode 8 ended with Norman kind of in a bad mood. To say
yeah, that's one way to put it.
And importantly, directed specifically towards Alex Romero. And let's just say those two guys aren't going to be hugging on Christmas sweaters anytime soon.
I don't think they're going to be exchanging Christmas cards.
Well, I think there's going to be exchanging cards that are like from the Human Fund. They're basically the cheapest gift to each other.
Oh, God.
So you got donation. There's like just imagine the two of these guys exchanging gifts. And it's like little envelopes, and they open it up, and it's like, oh, a donation has been made to the Human Fund. It says, oh, I got you the same thing. Thanks.
Anyways.
Anyway, so while those two are exchanging gifts nonsensically. So Norman's trying to get Norman to the Christmas spirit as in the car saying, hey, you want to put the lights on the house? And the guards, that's going to be a big setup for later. And he says, hey, maybe Alex could help. And again, Alex Romero, Norman's like, okay, that's a joke, right? Anyway, so the point is that's set up by Norman. Hey, we can decorate the house, the three of us together. She's trying to kind of get Norman into the spirit, but also kind of give him the warm up to Alex Romero after the really bad stuff that's happened.
Sure.
Put him up with Romero. Heck no, says Norman.
God.
Not the undertow, but heck no. So Norma's so later on, Norma finds out from Dylan that Romero's conspiring to put Norman back in Pineview by force, and that completely it's crossing the line for Norma. She's absolutely heartbroken, and. Norman's very happy about this. By the way, he's like, yes, he's very happy about this, and now he's in the seasonal spirit. Now he's while she's about to break up with Romero, which again, happy thoughts going to Norman Bates' head. He's gonna
plums.
Exactly. Sugar plums, perfect analogy. So basically, while Norman's in a good mood, he's going to set the lights up. He says, "Hey, mother, let's decorate the house." When you get back, he says, "Oh yeah, sure." Okay, so anyway, while she's off to break it off in the marriage, she's going to be really heartbroken, real sad. It's sad, Norma. What would we say about a sad Norma?
So sad.
Yes,
so sad.
Basically, while Norman's up in the attic, I guess it's the attic, searching for Christmas lights, get heat up in the attic. He discovers Audrey Ducote's suitcase, and in that suitcase. Trophies, not just any trophy, the trophy. Not just the scarf. I mean, not just the murder clone. I mean the costume.
I think we get it. Yeah.
He finds the robe and he's compelled with the robe. He touches it, he puts it on, and then it all flows back. Norman is horrified, and importantly, this cements kind of Norman's destiny, in that he makes a realization that this has to stop, and this is horrible what he's done here. And again,
there's some debate about it. There's some debate about it, but I digress.
There is something, without getting too into it, let's just say there is some debate.
There is a possibility that he might think that Norma is still behind the murders, and he wants to put Norma kind of out of her misery in a way. Yeah,
there's a chance of that. There's also a chance Norma may have blacked. There's still a slim chance. Now I've re-examined it. I think there's still. I wasn't of this theory. I'm just saying re-examine. I think there's some evidence suggesting he might have blacked out in doing it.
Right.
So that's debate for speculation.
Of course.
Regardless, the point is Norman kind of fits into his destiny through Christmas, through the view of Christmas. Getting Christmas lights led to the creation of our Psycho. Hilarious.
Right.
And then, of course, it ends with a loss around the holidays. There's a big one, the loss around. It's not just any loss.
Totally.
I love Norman Bates, which caught us all off guard, which made us, very sad. I was taken aback for 10 minutes trying to process my feelings. I kid you not. I was just like, oh,
it was a brilliant, it was kind of like a point of discussion throughout all our podcasts. Like, when are they going to pull the cord? When are they going to kill Norma? And of course, we always knew that they'd have the out of okay, if they kill Norma, then Mother can still be in Norman's head, and Prometheus can still be a part of the show.
Doesn't make it any less harsh, though.
Of course, but it's just it's such a brilliant way that they did it, and the most brilliant thing about it, of course, is the fact that it was a loving gesture in Norman's own mind.
Yes, and I found this out during one of the Comic-Con panels they did for this year. I think they mentioned the plan was always to kill her off at this point. By the way, so the plan was always to kill her off.
Yeah,
but much
and
like
it's a good point to do it because it gives us a full season to kind of explore the whole the whole Norma being a fixture of Norman's imagination thing.
Yes, and also it also, much like us, they felt when they finally did it, they were taken back by the reaction. Oh my god, we actually feel this loss here. They were all
exactly.
I remember talking to you about it. I said, "Oh man, I can't." We knew it was coming. It wasn't a surprise. We know by definition she has to die. We know this.
Right.
Oddly enough, it's you kind of realize now.
We even had her checkout odds, and she was consistently getting high 80s, low 90s in the checkout odds.
Yes, I mean I was in this camp of somewhat of thinking, okay, well, I'm not prepared for this. I mean, I know it's coming. It's like the kid I knew this thing was coming, but I'm not ready for it.
I mean, folks, we fell in love with Ramira. On camera, throughout the 3 seasons that we've covered Bates Motel, we fell in love with Vera Farmiga. So,
well, I don't think we should use Phil. I mean, we should say still love. I mean, we still love.
Of course.
Again, I'm still head over heels. But anyway, so. Point is, Norma dies very tragically in Romero's arms and to Norman's witness. So, episode 10, Norman. I know, very creative title, but it fits though. It fits.
I like the title. I like the title. It's a very fitting title, like you said.
Exactly. So, Norman. Actually, we think about it, previous episode, Forever Norman. Think that, episode 9, Forever, leads right into Norman, Forever.
Sure.
Okay, so basically, this is it all builds to the whole episode is kind of Norman under the impression that Norma is somehow faking her death and is
of course,
escape Romero. Again, basically, I again, without going too into my argument, is I think he has a little bit of memory loss over the exact circumstances of killing her. But it's a debate for another time. Again, season 5 speculation. Point is, this all builds to Norman at the end realize he basically digs Norma up as again. But when this happened, folks, we were just completely taken aback. Again, we knew it was coming. I didn't know it'd be this horrifying. Again, we knew he has to hit the body somehow. But because we love this, it's like. I seriously, I'm still blown away by this. It's like the desecration of a monument.
And I very called the whole Norman was going to get the body, and that was going to be a main fixture of the final season. Or I'm sorry, the final episode. I didn't quite call I called that the final shot of the season was going to be the dead body of Norma in the rocking chair. Didn't quite get that right, but I digress.
Now, let me make this clear, because we're getting into it right now. Well, you called the Christmas theme of everything, especially in this last month that's about to happen. I did call the implication of it, though.
Right.
Basically, you called
very true.
Again, you called thematically what they're going for. I called just the kind of the implications of, and we'll get sorry. Points. Basically, and this is we have Norman's Emmy-winning realization that his mother is dead, and my God, it's tragic. And Chick Hogan helps deliver the point, but then he leaves.
Chick Hogan showing up just randomly at the last minute just cemented it. It's like, hey, Carrie, previously on Bates Motel. We need to make these guys' dreams come true. Previously on Bates Motel.
The old saying is that someone involved in these shows always is listening to any of the podcast. Not all right. I'm just saying someone is listening somewhere to whatever you say, and I really hope Carl Q somewhere is raising an eyebrow and saying, "Hey, Gary, I just love that he might be self-conscious about that. Hey, Gary, do I always previously? Well, I mean, you really like saying it. Well, I know. Anyway, so while we're giving Carlton Q's some inadequacy issues.
We love you, Carlton. Thank you for Lost. Thank you for 6 seasons of Lost.
Yes. Thank you for everything. So, Norman's Emmy-winning realization that his mother is dead, which again, I tell you though, it's like we knew it was coming, but the fact that we have so much attachment to this dead body, it makes it all. I'm genuinely horrified by that. But him taking the body,
sure.
And again, for Mega committing, by the way, she is doing her own stunts of just being tossed around. By the way, that's all for Mega.
Absolutely.
And holding her eyes open like that, and those eyes are open. Like, he's not actually
those eye shots, man. That was some of the creepiest stuff we've ever seen on the show.
Because they give her the dead blue contacts. Oh God, it's so.
Oh God, right.
Point is, so as Freddie Highmore gives his winning realization that his mother is dead, he's desecrated her body and is alone again. Whether it's to instantly be with his mother, or I like to think of it as again, it can be both by all means. I think primarily it's just the horror. He can't live in the world knowing what he did to his mother's body.
Oh, sure.
He goes upstairs. He grabs her gun. How poetic! The gun that she had to protect herself was he's trying to use to end his own life, which he did in seconds. Puts the gun in his mouth. He's about to end it, and again, oh my God, no season 5. This is all wrong. Does not happen. We hear the barks of a familiar Juno.
Oh God.
Barks of familiar Juno. Juno in a little bit of Christmas bell regalia, like a little tie of some kind. Then Norman. Oh God. Hopefully I don't cry on this thing. Oh God, seriously, I always gotta get more emotional in this as Winter Soldier. It's the end of Winter Soldier. Oh God. Bad in the scene in Toy Story those
stairs, and then for me, it's not so. I mean, it is an emotional moment, but for me, this is just kind of the ultimate self-gratification moment of yes, again, Christmas, glorious Christmas.
So basically, folks, my feelings on Deadpool are his feelings on this. On this Christmas realization.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's a good analogy for it. Yeah.
Basically, he got a taste of my Deadpool love on this one.
I was so stoked, especially basically from the moment where Norman digs up Norma's body through to the end of the episode is just like pure fan service.
Basically,
Pure fan service.
You just basically got like a 3-minute taste of my hour and 45.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
hour and 45-minute vindication.
I think it's more like 7 minutes from that point to that point, but I digress. Anyways, because we do have the Chick Hogan thing. But
yeah, sure, okay. Let's just whole scene. So point is, so Norman goes down there. The whole room, it's a hallmark moment for the ages. It's like
I always call it the Norman Rockwell painting.
Yes, it's like the best kind of hallmark Christmas moment ever. It's the Norman Rockwell Christmas card moment. It's just when Norman's walking into the whole place. It's all in his mind, folks, but it's glorious. It's just you see the room is decorated, this big glorious tree. Juno's like all happily barking. The room is like greens and reds. It's beautiful. And then you have a vision of absolute beauty and perfection that is Vera Farmiga from behind playing the piano. You hear glorious, glorious. I'll be home for Christmas, and she's not gonna be home for Christmas. She played the piano.
Yes.
But seriously, oh god, folks, it's so beautiful. As Norman, again, the woman he's been seeking out, and again, importantly, he has not heard from Norma. Again, she winked at him that one time. Basically, Norman, the whole episode has been in search of his mother, and it's been dragging it out until this last moment where then she is alive in his mind, and it's beautiful. And basically says, I thought you were gone, or I thought you left me. Then she says, oh, I never leave you, honey.
Oh god.
Oh god.
And the nice cherry on top is seeing the Bates Motel all lit up gloriously, like lights strewn everywhere, lights on the iconic Bates Motel sign. That's a great kind of callback to the Christmas lights that were building up through episode 8 and 9.
And I was basically, folks, I was getting all warm and fuzzy or that, but when I saw the exterior, that last shot, that's what got me. I was actually crying in tears because I was blinded by tears in that moment because first of all, it's like some impossible decoration on short notice, but it's the motel, the house, and the sign. You know how hard it's
exactly
on that sign, but look at it, and it's
you stupid piece of shit, you sign.
Yes, but look how beautiful it's all Christmas decorated, and he did what the last thing they were going to do together was, and they didn't even. It's actually there's the implication that maybe Norma actually did decorate that with him. I don't know if that's true.
Well, we'll see.
Regardless, last thing I want to mention though with it, I'm sorry, is the one vindication I do have with this.
Okay.
Again, I love that. It's the tragic fact we see before we get that beautiful exterior shot of Norman, and I called this part like Norman would be alone with his madness by the end of the season. So that Norman is the tragic fact that this is Norman's fate and his punishment for all his actions. That the only way he can live in this world is this kind of is through this romantic delusion of his that everything's just this romantic delusion, romantic in that you hope things will change, that you hope things will be, that Norma will be alive, that things will be happy. Norma, Juno, everything's gonna be great. As a recluse, as a hermit, like he can have his utopia, and he can have the woman of his dreams. He can have it all work out for him, but it's all in his mind. None of it's real, but in his mind, he finds solace, and it's a beautifully tragic way to end the series and the season.
Sure.
And they could have ended the series there, but
they could have. They absolutely could have. All right, so that's it. So any final thoughts on Bates Motel season 4 as a whole, Dragon, before we wrap this up?
As a whole, with the exception of Rebecca, the season was fantastic. I loved it. It was phenomenal.
Oh god, Rebecca was kind of like the black stain on the whole thing. Yeah.
I mean, I believe I looked at some of the ratings of the season. I think that on Rotten Tomatoes, the season gets 100%. And I aside from Rebecca, I can't really fault them for that. It's an excellent.
No,
season.
I definitely think it was the best season of Bates Motel thus far. We'll see what happens in season 5. Of course, there's a glaring little black hole of its own in season 5 that we're not going to get into until spec. But overall,
seriously, it was a great season.
Yeah, and like we said, kind of like the Christmas tropes, kind of like in full play, made it wonderful. So,
and what's great about, sorry,
go ahead.
And what's great about the Christmas tropes is that they really accentuated the moments. They made them really stick and count again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like they weren't forced in. They didn't cheapen it. Like, and that's the thing we always battle on Christmas in July. They fit. It was a natural mesh that made the moment stick out even more memorable.
So with that in mind, let's go through the tropes really quick. We've got the Winter Festival that we saw in Winter Lights.
Yes, we have cider and hot cocoa.
Of course. We have the tradition of going out to get the tree. All together and off to get the tree. You said hot cocoa. Family drama around Christmas, kind of like family dysfunction around Christmas.
Certainly.
Do we have a Scrooge for Bates Motel season 4? Is it Romero?
Let me think. I'm trying to look at anything. Someone, do we tailor towards Christmas or towards the season?
Towards the season, I would say.
Oh, jeez. Okay, let me think. Oh, boy. Well, I don't know. Norman sours around Romero, but again, in the beginning, though, he's separated from his mother. So maybe Norman's the Scrooge?
Norman? Okay, I can see that.
Norman?
I can see.
I think Norman's. Here's why. Here's why Norman's Scrooge. Norman's Scrooge because at the beginning of the season, he's in a place where he's separated from his mother, and as episode 2, he's separated.
That's
from his
true. No, you're right. You have a good point. Like season-long arc. Yeah, you're right.
And by the end, he does some cruel things. Not all his fault, by the way, but he does some cruel things. But in the end, though, he does get he learns a little bit learns more about himself, and he goes through an arc. And of course, at the end, it's like it's a tragic yet hopeful ending.
Okay, so anyways, so decorating around the house for Christmas, Christmas lights. Yep. We have kind of tragedy around the Christmas, a Christmas mystery.
Yeah.
Also a very dark theme, but suicide around Christmas. That is kind of a thing.
Yes.
Or attempted suicide. And then, of course, just all the awesome, like, Norman Rockwell style, like, 1950s home sweet home Christmas awesomeness that we get from the last shot.
Yep, and of course we have Christmas music. We have Jingle Bell Rock. We have "I'll Be Home for Christmas" on piano, and "I'll Be Home for Christmas" sang by the wonderful Zoe Deschanel.
Okay. So is that it, Dragon?
And of course, the last trope we can say is that we have the wonderful, beautiful Vera Farmiga dressed in her Christmas finest.
Oh God. Okay. Yes. So that is it for Christmas in July 2016, folks. We got done a day late, and I apologize for that, but we're done. I'm so stoked. But what we like to do here in Christmas in July, what we will continue to do next season is break down the tropes and kind of just break them all down, dive deep into the stew of Christmas, and really figure out how these tropes work, how they don't, and how you can concoct a great Christmas special and a great Christmas-themed season like we got on Bates Motel.
But Tiki, I ask you for what seems to be the 25th time. I ask you, I implore you, Tiki, tell me. You kept me waiting in suspense. You kept me waiting a day late. But please, tell me, I beg of you, for all the Vera Farmigas in the world, please, all of us united for the human fun, for the rock soup, for the hamburger on a stick, would you please, for me and the audience's sake, for all the Freddie Highmores that have not gotten Emmys this year, or their Junos, please tell me. What do we call this process?
We call it putting the mistletoe underneath the microscope next season on Christmas in July. La 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 la. Oh, we're all together and off to get the tree. And we're done. I get to take the hat up. The hat is off. Yes. Freedom.